Hello and welcome to Express News with me, Deepika, your daily half-an-hour window that brings you all the latest news and updates from the country and the world in 30 minutes. Let's begin. India's lower house commenced proceedings on Wednesday with tributes to martyrs on the 22nd anniversary of the terrorist attack on the parliament. The deadly terror attack on Indian Parliament 22 years back shook the country. In the tragic incident, 9 people were killed and 18 others were injured, including 6 Delhi police officials and 2 Parliament security officials. In the lower house of the Indian Parliament, a visitor jumped into the lower house chamber from the gallery and reportedly hurled gas-emitting objects. Later, he was detained by the police officials. 3-day Global Partnership for Artificial Intelligence Summit is underway in New Delhi. UK's Minister for Artificial Intelligence, Jonathan Kemross, said that India is a very good market for artificial intelligence. The Indian Coast Guard ship Sajag, an offshore patrol vessel, is on a 3-day visit to the United Arab Emirates as part of its ongoing strategic overseas deployment to the West Asia. The ship is equipped with state-of-the-art weapon systems, including an integral helicopter, showcasing India's shipbuilding prowess under Make in India initiative. Invest India is hosting the 27th World Association of Investment Promotion Agencies World Investment Conference in New Delhi. Union Minister of Commerce and Industry Piyush Goyal at the conference called for investments in India's top offerings in services and technology. India's Income Tax Department seized amount that was calculated at 3.5 billion rupees after raids on the residence and offices of Congress Rajya Sabha MP Dheeraj Sahu. Approximately 3 kilograms of gold ornaments were also recovered. The National Investigation Agency on Wednesday conducted searches in over half a dozen locations of Indian city Bengaluru in a terror conspiracy case. The move comes days after the NIA arrested 15 operatives of the banned terror outfits during multiple raids across Maharashtra and Karnataka. India's Central Board of Secondary Education, the CBSE, released the date sheets for Class 10th and 12th board examinations for the upcoming year. The examinations are scheduled to begin on the 15th of February and will continue until the 2nd of April. A large number of devotees reached the Sabrimala temple in the South Indian state of Kerala. The annual 41-day Mandal Makara Vilukku pilgrimage that started on the 16th of November is witnessing a huge rush this season. National waterways and various projects worth over 8 billion are being implemented for the development of national waterways in northeastern India to accelerate the pace of development. The Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra van reached Doda district in Northern Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Various programs were also presented by local artists and people were made aware about various centrally sponsored schemes of the government. Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra also reached far-flung areas of Rajouri district with an IEC van. Under Meri Kahani Meri Zubani, a large number of people participated and shared their stories. Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra also traversed across different areas of the Poonch district, a strategically located area close to the line of control. It facilitated direct interaction between the government and beneficiaries. The Yatra continues its journey in the rural and urban belts across Agra in the northern state of Uttar Pradesh. People are participating in large numbers, especially women and farmers, and many more are happily sharing their success stories during the Yatra. The Indian Navy on Tuesday organized a beating retreat ceremony at the Gateway of India in Mumbai. The Indian Navy is celebrating the Navy Week 2023. The event began on the 11th of December and will continue until the 14th of December. In a first, Made in India bicycles were unveiled in the United States. The launch happened at a Walmart store. Indian ambassador to the US shared the motto, Make in India, Make for the World. The bicycles were manufactured by Hero Cycles in the Indian city of Ludhiana. Moving on to business and economy, the Indian economy showed strong growth numbers in the second quarter for the financial year 23-24. Following these figures, the State Bank of India revised its growth projection for the current fiscal to 7% from 6.7%. According to Federation of Automobile Dealers Association of India, the Indian two-wheeler market has witnessed a whopping 49.05% month-on-month growth this year. Benchmark share indices ended flat, with investors exercising caution as they await the US Federal Reserve's decision on interest rates on Wednesday. Sensex gained 0.05% to close at 69,584.6, while the Nifty rose 0.1% to end at 20,936. The Indian rupee fell 1 paise to close at 83.38 against the US dollar on Wednesday. Gold futures maturing on the 5th of February next year stood at 61,242 rupees per 10 grams on multi-commodity exchange. Silver futures maturing on the 5th of March next year stood at 71,728 rupees per kilogram on the multi-commodity exchange. Oil prices extended losses on Wednesday after falling by more than 3% to 6 months low on oversupply and demand concerns. Brent crude fell 0.45% to $72.91 per barrel. The International Monetary Fund has greenlit first review under Sri Lanka's extended fund facility, paving way for disbursal of the second tranche of $337 million, which is a part of $3 billion bailout approved in March this year. The International Monetary Fund has approved the release of $689 million in the second tranche of the $4.7 billion loan package allocated for Bangladesh. IMF also advised Bangladesh to focus on containing inflation. The UK government has won a crucial vote on a controversial plan to send some asylum seekers to Rwanda to have their claims processed over there. Several MPs from UK's governing Conservative Party abstained from voting and say they will try to amend the legislation next year. India voted in favour of a draft resolution in the United Nations General Assembly that demanded an immediate humanitarian ceasefire in Israel-Hamas conflict, as well as the unconditional release of all the hostages. The 193-member UNGA adopted the draft resolution introduced by Egypt at an emergency special session on Tuesday. The resolution was adopted with 153 votes in favour, while 23 nations abstained and 10 voted against the text. Israel has said that 10 of its soldiers were killed while fighting in Gaza on Wednesday, including a colonel. Over 114 Israeli soldiers have been killed since Gaza ground operations that began on the 20th of October this year. 4 new warships sailed for the first time in the Red Sea, joining the Israeli Navy's operational activities. The Israel Defense Forces said the warships will boost its efforts to neutralize Hamas's naval capabilities. An Israeli agency released a video via X that showed 197 aid trucks being inspected and transferred to Gaza. According to United Nations, Israel is testing a new process for inspecting aid for Gaza at Kerem Shalom. US President Joe Biden has urged Congress to approve billions of dollars for Ukraine, warning that not to do so would be a Christmas gift for Russia's leaders. Biden met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at the White House on Tuesday amid a funding fight that has seen the Republicans refuse to support extra assistance for Kyiv. The United States on Tuesday imposed sanctions on more than 250 companies and individuals, including in China, Turkey, and the United Arab Emirates, for supporting Russia over Ukraine war. The latest restrictions target Russia's future energy capabilities, banks, and its metals and mining sector. Russia dismisses Western sanctions as illegal. Ukraine's biggest mobile network operator, Kyivstar, was hit on Tuesday by the largest cyber attack of the war with Russia so far. Ahead of a key European leaders summit, European Union chief Ursula von der Leyen called on the bloc to continue supporting Ukraine in the conflict with Russia. The Philippines Foreign Ministry has summoned China's ambassador to Manila to protest back-to-back harassment in the South China Sea at the weekend. Manila has asked China to direct its vessels to cease and desist from what it said were illegal actions and stop interfering in legitimate Philippine activities. Chinese President Xi Jinping is in Vietnam, his first visit to the nation in 6 years. The two countries are expected to sign a joint declaration on diplomatic relations after signing 37 agreements on Tuesday. Mexican migrants were seen waiting for the processing and transportation to temporary centers after crossing the Arizona border wall into the United States. New Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk's government was sworn in by the president on Wednesday, the final step in a transfer of power that marks a huge change after 8 years of nationalist rule. In Slovakia, thousands of people protested across the country against plans by Prime Minister Robert Fico's government to fast-track criminal law changes. The United States has given green light to a potential contract with Australia aimed at bolstering the AUKUS trilateral agreement. Australia will buy 3 nuclear-powered submarines from the United States in the next decade. Moving on to weather updates now, the COP28 Climate Summit on Wednesday approved a deal that would, for the first time, push nations to transition away from fossil fuels to avert the worst effects of climate change. COP28 President Sultan Al Jaber hailed a climate deal approved by almost 200 countries on Wednesday as an historic package of measures that offered a robust plan to keep the target of 1.5 degrees Celsius within reach. The COP28 proposal underscores the critical role of multilateralism and international cooperation in addressing global challenges, particularly in the context of the Paris Agreement's implementation. India's Environment Minister Bhupinder Yadav extended support to the proposal of the presidency on COP's decision document. He highlighted India's resolve to make climate action a collaborative process that leaves no one behind. Climate negotiations at the United Nations concluded on Wednesday without reaching an agreement to advance a UN-supervised multilateral trading system for carbon offsets. In the southern Indian state of Tamil Nadu, 6-member Central Committee undertook an extensive inspection of the aftermath caused by Cyclone Migjom. The renowned snow sports destination Auli in Chamoli district of the northern Indian state of Uttarakhand experienced a fresh layer of snow on Wednesday due to intense snowfall. 3 small earthquakes shook buildings in Mexico City on Tuesday morning, with tremors felt in the south and center of the seismically active city. Tourist towns along Australia's Great Barrier Reef are bracing for a tropical cyclone set to hit the Queensland state coast on Wednesday. The cyclone is expected to weaken as it crosses land, although the authorities warn that there is a moderate chance it could strengthen again next week as it crosses over the Gulf of Carpentaria. Indonesia's Merapi volcano spewed clouds of ash half a kilometer high into the sky on Wednesday. The authorities banned people from climbing the volcano following last week's eruption that killed 23 climbers. Beijing authorities have shut schools and advised people to stay at home on Wednesday as masses of cold air drifted into the Chinese capital from the west. Blizzards and freezing temperatures swept northern China on Wednesday in what could be one of its most severe cold snaps in December, spurring the authorities in the Chinese capital to halt train services. Beijing is expected to face temperature as low as -18 degrees Celsius this weekend. The authorities have issued the second highest alert for blizzards on Thursday, the only such warning yet in the country. Temperatures across Spain smashed records for December as a mass of hot air swept over the Iberian Peninsula on Tuesday, pushing temperatures to 30 degrees Celsius in the south. Fortnite maker Epic Games has won its high-profile antitrust case over Alphabet's Google. The case alleged that Play App Store operated as an illegal monopoly. Google's defeat in the legal battle with Epic Games may clear the way for rival app stores on its Android mobile system. Senegal became the first country in West Africa to place certain detainees under electronic monitoring. Now, this is the part of efforts to reduce prison overcrowding. A string of new accusations have rose in a copyright infringement lawsuit against Meta platforms. According to the filing, lawyers had warned the company about the legal perils of using pirated books to train its AI models. However, the company still went ahead with it. The U.S. Federal Communications Commission has denied Elon Musk's Starlink $885.5 million in rural broadband subsidies. It said that the unit failed to meet basic program requirements. All members of K-pop supergroup BTS have joined mandatory military service. The last member, Jimin and Jungkook, bid farewell to fans via an online live. The band seeks to reunite in the year 2025. Netflix has announced details of the release of the highly anticipated third season of period drama series called Bridgerton. The two-part season will premiere in May and June in the next year. Bradley Cooper's film Maestro had a special premiere in Los Angeles. The film, based on composer Leonard Bernstein, will start streaming on Netflix on the 20th of December. Singer Lady Gaga was the special guest at the LA special guest screening of Maestro. She starred alongside Bradley Cooper in 2018's A Star is Born. Two-time Emmy-winning actor Andre Braugher, star of the television comedy called Brooklyn Nine-Nine and the 1990s police drama Homicide: Life on the Street, has died after a brief illness. He was 61. American singer Taylor Swift has donated $1 million to Tennessee tornado's victim. The money will go towards food, temporary housing and cleanup. Korean boy band EXO's member Sehun has announced his military enlistment date. He told his fans with a handwritten letter that he will be heading to the military next week. Pop megastar Beyoncé's father, Matthew Knowles' memoir, Racism from the Eyes of a Child, will be adapted into a film and TV series. The feature film project will cover the first half of Knowles' book that recounts his experiences amid the racial unrest of 1960s Alabama. Streaming giant Netflix has released viewership data for 99% of its expansive catalogue. The Netflix library comprises of more than 18,000 titles available worldwide. English rock band Kaiser Chiefs performed a set of their biggest hits at an annual Christmas carol service for a leading music therapy charity. The carol service raised more than $125,000 for the charity Nordoff and Robbins. They also saw guest performances from Beverly Knight and Joe Stilgo alongside cellist Ayana Witter-Johnson. Thousands of devotees took part in the last day of Indian festival Lakshadipotsav at Manjunath Temple in the state of Karnataka. Lakshadipotsav is an Indian festival, also known as the Festival of Light, celebrated in remembrance of Lord Krishna and Goddess Yashoda. Researchers in Tsinghua University in China's Beijing have deciphered 5 more documents recorded on bamboo slips dating over 2,000 years. Tsinghua's research team has collated and studied the ancient documents dating to the Warring States since 2008. They have released their research results every year since 2011. Visitors are flocking Chicago's Museum of Science and Industry, where it showcases diverse holiday traditions with the Christmas Around the World exhibit. The attractions in the exhibit include a 4-story, 50-foot-tall Grand Prix surrounded by over 50 trees and displays representing holiday traditions from cultures around the globe. The exhibit started in the year 1942. The annual event was organized to cheer up children living in coastal areas ravaged by earthquakes and torrential rains, but the visit had been on hold since 2020 due to the coronavirus pandemic. Moving on to sports now, the Junior Selection Committee of BCCI has picked India's Under-19 men's squad for the Tri-Series in South Africa and the upcoming ICC Men's Under-19 World Cup. South Africa defeated India in the rain-interrupted second T20 international by 5 wickets. West Indies beat England by 4 wickets in the first T20. Put into bat, England were only able to put on 171 on the board. Union Sports Minister Anurag Singh Thakur inaugurated a 2-day sports science conclave at New Delhi's Indira Gandhi National Stadium on the sidelines of Khelo India Para Games 2023. On the sidelines of the Khelo India Para Games, Union Minister said that the government has supported the players on every front and is providing equal facilities to all the players as well. Manchester United bowed out of Europe as they lost to Bayern Munich in a must-win match. The chief of the Paris Olympics Organizing Committee said that the Paris 2024 Olympics will welcome neutral Russian and Belarusian athletes. Paris 2024 organizers offered a sneak peek into what will be on the plate of the athletes and the spectators at the upcoming Olympics. A referee who was punched by the president of a top-flight Turkish soccer club was released from the hospital on Wednesday with a swollen eye but no other health issue. A crowd of hopeful and thrilled fans bid farewell to Brazil's Fluminense team at their departure to Saudi Arabia to take part in the Club World Cup. And with this, it's a wrap here on Express News for now, but news and updates will continue here on DD India. So don't go anywhere, keep watching and keep tracking DD India for all latest news and updates from the country and the world. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Namaskar.
सर 50,000 एडवांस